And a lot of them are having to redefine what that identity is, coming back to the beginning of the conversation. And they lost. They like, Lisa, I've lost my business. I've lost some of my health. I've lost my financial earning capacity. I've lost all these things. How do I start embracing these new identities in a space I've never lived in before?
So often our identities are connected to the things we do. And we are not the things we do, right? We are not the things we do. I have a massive business. I always say to my business partners, I am not my business. That is a monster. It will always be hungry. It's not my business. I'm the facilitator of it. So I think the first thing is to maybe be mindful and just acknowledge I'm not the things I do. Those things are just part of my life when I choose to do them, but I'm not the things I do. And then again, going back to identity. So a lot of what I'm coaching people on, because sometimes like finding your purpose, it can feel quite daunting, right? And there's also a lot of conversation around, do I even need to have a purpose? Don't I need to have a purpose? My personal belief is, like our unique fingerprints on our hands, we are all unique. We all have a unique vibration. We all have unique gifts to give to the world. And so I use with a lot of humans the same process I use with a lot of businesses and brands. And that's just really 3 simple steps. The first one is looking at, what do I love? What's the thing that gives me energy? Because generally, the things that give us energy are the things we value. And those are often our gifts that we can give to the world. So that's the first big question. The second big question is, how can I take what I love and make either money or impact with that? So for example, I'm passionate about strategy. I'm passionate about well-being. Could I create a meditation app with that? And then the third thing is, and I think this is sometimes where we miss it, is like we can have a lot of unbelievably talented people, but we've still got to be relevant in the world we live in. And that's just about, what does the world need right now? So guys, if we look, there are so many problems that need solving. If we just open our eyes and we start to scroll on our feeds, it's like there's a lot of tensions we can solve. So it's really about, what do I love? How do I take that thing that I love to solve a real tension, and then choose to then come up with an idea around how I can make money and impact around it. And so, Candice, I think going back to your thing, when we say coming out of these 2 years, I think what's been beautiful about it is people going, but hold on, I'm doing the stuff I don't love. I actually don't enjoy this. I have seen massive global creative directors leaving to start their own kimchi business, and people just doing stuff that's in their passion. So I think it's about us now realigning it back to this top core, right? And again, going, actually, I'm not that identity because it's not me. And just spending that time, being mindful around spending our time at least once a week and kind of just like reflecting, actually, does this give me energy or doesn't it? If it doesn't give me energy, it's probably not the right thing that I should be doing and on my path,
Oh, I love that. And it's so doable. Everything you're saying is actually very actionable. And you spoke about reflection at the end there, and taking a day or at least some time at the end of every week to reflect. Are there any practices that you do that help you to get into that reflective energy or that reflective zone?
I reflect daily. So, I would say I am someone that generally does not like routine. I like to start my days differently every day. I like to be in new places every day, simply because I feel if we're doing the same thing and we're going to the same places every day, where do we allow this magic in, right? It's really hard. If you're waking up the same way and you're going to the same place, it's really difficult. So I tend to, and I guess that's part of probably the resetting, is just do new things all the time. Say yes more often than no. And then every night I meditate and recalibrate. And like I always say to everyone I'm coaching, it's kind of like, we can't meditate once every 2 months and expect that we're going to be like in this reset zone. It's kind of like training a bicep. We can't go to the gym once and expect that muscle to just like It's a daily practice. But the great thing is when you get into that daily practice, and someone was saying this to me yesterday, they went off their meditation for a while and now they're back on. And it's like two completely different states of mind. Their reality is a completely different reality. So for me, it's just meditation. And I think often what scares people with meditation is we feel like we might need to be like Zen monks, 2 hours in a mountain, no, actually, we can do things as simple as 1 minute. So some of the techniques I'm teaching people to reconnect, because the real connection center sits here. It sits in the heart. And for a long time, we've been taught that we need to have mind guiding us. But actually, the connection center, your energy center, sits in your heart. So that's really just about, even if you feel like you don't have a lot of time, it's sitting, standing, lying, walking, wherever you are, putting your attention back onto your heart center, breathing in and out slowly for 5 breaths through your heart center, and reconnecting back to yourself. And that for me is the 1 minute techniques that I'm teaching people, because that already just brings us back to connection. And if we're connected to ourselves, we can connect with others, we can connect with the planet. But when we're in a state of stress, anxiety, high levels of cortisol, it's almost like a T-Rex is chasing us. Our body doesn't know the difference. We don't know what's real. Our bodies don't know what is real or what is not. It's getting the signal from the brain. So we cannot be in a state of connection, of clarity, of intelligence when we're in those states. So that's my practice. 1 minute breathing. Whenever I feel the stress come my way, recenter myself. And then I do every single night focus on raising my energy and manifesting and creating Jedi magic. And the best part is the more you start to do it, the more awesomeness you start to attract, and it just becomes that cycle. But it is work. It is work. And it's a commitment to do, but it's one that I think really takes us into our power,